Hi everybody, my name is Rhys Barber. I'm the audiologist here at Audiology Associates. We upload new earwax removal videos every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 9 PM UK time, so please consider subscribing. Hi everybody, this is Rhys Barber from Audiology Associates. Thank you very much for watching our earwax removal compilation today. We have 3 patients in this compilation. This first patient's come through with reduced hearing here on one side. So we can see we've got some very soft wax here at the entrance to the canal. So just very slowly taking this away using the standard size Zollner tube. You can see we've got some quite dry pieces in the centre. So the softer bits were taken away first. Looks as though there's some drier pieces a bit further in. Just grabbing that section at the base there. So trying to unstick it from the canal as we always do. We'll manage to get a good grip on that there. And you can see this next section's come away quite nicely. Got wedged in the outer part of the ear canal. So we're just going to try and get a good suction grip on this and wiggle it up and down to remove it if we can. There we are, we've just broken a piece away. Just going in for the next section. There we are. So this patient's been suffering for a little while. It's been self-treating with some olive oil and some other drops, but unfortunately that's all that's happened. Is it's just managed to soften some of the wax and create a gap big enough so that obviously the symptoms resolve, but then unfortunately the symptoms came back, so just treated with olive oil. So we've got a lot of wax in here and some quite old wax as well to remove. So this has been going on a little while, unfortunately. You can see just how dark some of the pieces of wax are that are coming away. Thank you to everybody who's subscribed to our Facebook page as well. Thank you so much for doing that. So we're just coming away here. Now, you can see that we've got some dry wax around the outside edge, but I want to draw your attention to this piece here. Now this is a bundle of dry skin that's sitting in the attic region of the eardrum. So this needs to come away. Okay, it's basically if you leave skin in that area, it can go on to form a cholesteotoma in worst case. What you'll see when we remove this in a second, this is almost like an overproduction of skin, if you like, in the attic region. So we're going to be pulling, this is the fine end we're using here, because obviously this is more delicate work. So we're just trying to detach this piece of skin from the top of the eardrum. Now you can see in a second, I'm going to point out to you, where when we pull it, you can actually see it peeling away from the drum itself. So the patient just moved a little bit there. So there, I want you to pay attention to that section there, because as we pull, you can see it flexing a little bit. So this skin's actually attached to that part of the eardrum. So we're going very, very gently with this. It needs to come away because it can cause something quite nasty if it's left there. But we're very delicately teasing this away from the drum. There we are. Can you see it just flexing? There, we've got it off. Now if that had been left there, that can actually cause a few problems. It can actually form a cholesteotoma, which will eventually eat through the skin of the eardrum and the bones behind, so it can be really, really problematic. Luckily it was early, so we managed to catch it and take that away. This is what we removed, so you can see all the wax and debris there. So this is our second patient in the compilation. You can see very different, very shiny, glistening wax on this one. So coated in olive oil and a few other drops and bits and pieces have gone in here. So you can see there was a slight gap at the top of the wax, but the difficulty is it goes in quite a way. So it's actually been resting against the eardrum. Because of a lot of the drops that have gone in this case it's made the wax very sticky. We've got a little bit of dry skin there coming away underneath as well. So what we're going to do is try and unstick this first of all from the base of the canal. So just getting a grip. Here we are, just trying to lift and pull away from the canal walls as we go in. You can see it's stuck to that left hand side as well, so I managed to get a little bit of movement to some of this wax. not all of it, but you can see how this is stretching and pulling out. You can see just how thick and sticky this type of wax is. There we are, just trying to pull away from the right side now. Difficulty you have with sticky wax is as you try and unstick it from the canal wall, inadvertently sometimes you'll stick it to the opposing canal wall, so it's a kind of a catch-22, but we're slowly managing to unstick this. Sticky wax is always the one that's a little bit more painstaking to remove, just because with the suction, when you're suctioning in lots of sticky bits, a lot of that will get sucked into the end and block the end of the suction, so you're always clearing, flushing through the system with water just to keep that suction up. It's quite deep, like sometimes you'll go in with a Jobson horn to try and release this off the canal walls, but this wax is actually quite deep in the canal, so it's going to be difficult to get behind it, and I think what will just happen if I just start pressing at the front end, it may just squish it to the canal walls. But we're doing okay with the suction, it's coming away. I've just put a little bit of olive oil in myself here just to reduce the sticky nature of this wax. There you go. You can see the difference it makes, because as soon as that oil gets underneath it, it just stops the wax from sticking to the ear canal wall so much. So it means I'm able to pull. You can see it just starting to work its way down the canal now. So getting it away from the eardrum. Just unsticking it, guiding it down, trying to find a leading edge. We can get a good bit of suction there. The little tiny hairs that are embedded in it, which is what's stopping us from getting a really good bit of suction to that piece of wax there. There we are, lifting. You can just see the olive oil just coating the end of the lens of the endoscope there a little bit, which is what's causing that little bit of blurring. There we go. We've managed to get hold of a softer piece here, which allows us to get a better grip. He's a fair old size piece of wax though, so he's just sticking in the outer part of the ear canal. So because we've pulled it away from the eardrum now, it's only wedged in the outer part of the ear canal. I'm just going to go in with a Jobson horn. It's just easier sometimes just to get behind it, pull it down. You can see the Jobson horn had to pull quite hard on this to get it out. You can see how thick and dried up and sticky that wax was. There we are, and there's the eardrum looking lovely and shiny. So this was the piece of wax. Obviously everything else got sucked into the machine, but this is the large piece of wax we removed at the end. So a centimetre, I'm useless with inches, about 3/4 of an inch, thereabouts. Okay, so very, very different wax for our last patient. Now we've gone from very soft, dry with bits of skin in for the first patient, sticky, thick, stretchy wax for the second one. This third patient you can see is dry as a bone. It's really dried up, hardened up wax here. There is a slight gap in this wax, so the patient didn't have too much difficulty as far as the hearing was concerned. It was more the sensation in the ear and how this felt for the patient. So what we're doing at the moment is taking this wax off the canal walls. You can see that center section there. It's really tough also. It's bending and flexing, but it's quite dried out and hardened up, and it's being held on around all the canal walls. So what I'm trying to do is unstick it from as many of the sides of this canal as we can. And here come the crocodile forceps. We've got that leading edge there, so I just wanted to get a grip on that. Sometimes it'll be tough enough that we can hold on to it and really get this out. We'll just have to take it out of the ear to alter its position, so alter its orientation a little bit. Get a better grip. There you go. The reason I'm moving it up and down is to try, as we're pulling towards the camera there, by moving it up and down, I'm freeing it up from the canal walls a little bit as well, which is going to allow me to get in a bit further with the end of the forceps there. So we've got a little piece here. Let's do a little bit more unsticking now we've taken that larger section away there. You can see it still goes in a lot further though. There you go, lifting from the base again, unsticking. Obviously, the more we can unstick from the canal walls, the better chance we get this coming out in a larger section there. There we are, just loosening from the bottom of the canal. Trying to get a good grip on this with the suction if we can, just to really help us get out. You can see there's two distinct pieces. The piece to the left side is sitting behind, or the back end of it sitting behind this piece on the right side. So I'm trying to loosen this right side piece off first, and that should then allow us to maneuver this left side piece out of the canal a little bit more. You can see it's just starting to move, but it's still a little bit stuck at the top here. There we are. Now we got it moving. There we go. And check behind that. There's the eardrum there, so looking a lot better on that side. So this is the same patient, but the second ear. So a similar problem on this side. Lots of little dry bits of wax again. So we're just, same as on the other side, teasing it off the canal wall first. Just trying to get a grip on this. There we are. You can see we've got this plate at the bottom now. Created a gap there at the top of the canal. Just taking away some of the looser bits first, the easier bits to get away before we start working on that center section. Because the ear canals are quite dry, a lot of the time obviously that will dry the wax out itself, but you'll get these dry pieces of skin that the wax is holding on to, which makes it more difficult to remove, because not only are you trying to hold onto a dry piece of wax, which isn't the easiest to hold onto with the suction, but you get these dry pieces of skin actually anchoring it in place as well. So that's what's happening with this section. What I'm going to do is try and get a grip here on that piece to try and bring this back section out, because it was quite high. There you go. So because that was going in a lot further, it meant that we couldn't really detach it from the canal wall too well from this side, because that back piece would be moving up and down just in front of the eardrum, which can be quite uncomfortable. So we opted to try and use the crocodile forceps to remove that one. A few more dry little flakes coming away. You can see the dry pieces of skin now that this was holding on to, which is always a bit more difficult to remove. It looks like there's a section a bit further in, so I just want to get rid of this dry piece of skin here. I'm going to use the forceps. Sometimes it's easy just to grab it with a forceps and kind of pull a chunk away like that. There you go. And last bit of skin. Let's get rid of that. There we go. Right. Now, can you see those two teeny weeny pieces of wax? Now, lots of times people say, oh no, I really want it all out. I want to get rid of it all. The reason I put this video in, especially this last bit, is to show you why we don't always do that. Now, you can see that little bit of wax there to the right-hand side of the eardrum. Now, I've just attempted to take that away, but the patient found it quite uncomfortable, and they jumped quite a bit. Okay, so what you can see is there's a piece here at the bottom. It's tiny. We're just trying to get a grip there. Do you see the patient jump? And you can see how much that patient moves when you try and do this. So sometimes if we leave some wax behind, it's because of this reason. It's just too uncomfortable to remove, or in this case, just too dangerous. You know, we did show the patient these pieces of wax. They asked me, could you really try and get it? But because they can't sit still enough, it causes a few problems to try and remove that. So this is what we removed. You can see loads of dry wax and skin debris here. So quite a bit in there.
Thank you very much for watching our video today. If you did enjoy the video, then please like. If you're not subscribed already or you'd like to do so, you can click the subscribe button here. If you'd like to check out some more of our videos, they're also up there. Now, if you want to follow us, you can do on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and also check our website if you want to know a little bit more about us. As always, guys, until the next time, take care.